Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/ProRevenge, where OP just accidentally destroyed a cheater's life. Let's begin. I think I will forgive her. Posted by Reddit user Bright Maximum.
My wife cheated on me. I am 29 years old and she is 27. We have 2 years of marriage and a 2-year-old son together. She had unprotected sex twice with a friend of hers. I also spoke to the guy as I knew him as well and the number of encounters matched, so most likely it is the right number. She confessed to this 3 days ago. Normally, this is something that I always thought about as unforgivable, thinking that if something like that were to ever happen to me, I would get a divorce, no questions asked. I feel humiliated, destroyed, and betrayed. Plus, she risked contracting STDs, as they had unprotected sex and she still had sex with me afterwards, and the mind movies are unbearable. However, despite all this, I think she might, eventually, deserve forgiveness for the following reasons, and I appreciate any insight or experience.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
1. As I mentioned, she was the one who confessed. If it was not because of this, I would have probably never known. 2. She agreed, no questions asked, sign a post-nup agreement, not having any more guy friends, stop talking to the guy, full access to social media for me. 3. She is remorseful. She accepted that what she did is not justifiable. She's not even eating due to the sadness of the situation and accepted that. Even if we try again and even if she gives the best of her efforts, she understands that I might still want a divorce if I decide to do so. 4. Since her postpartum depression, she changed a lot and her mental health has declined since the birth of our son, and I was somewhat indifferent to that and I admit it. She admits that she was desperately trying to find companionship and intimacy, so that's why he gave it a shot with the way. But both times she felt disgusting and by the end of it she noticed her own erratic behavior, and that's why she confessed. She says that her mental health is terrible, and while she understands this is no excuse or justification to what she did, this will make her go seek psychological help for her, for me, and for our marriage. 5. And lastly, my emotional part and motivation. If my son did not exist, even though I still love her, I would still get divorced if I did not love her anymore. Even if my son exists, I would still get divorced. But I find it extremely hard to divorce. While yes, I still love her and yes, I want to give my son 2 loving and married parents. Actually, the mere thought of my son never going to the park with both of his parents, being happy and knowing he is loved, completely destroys my heart, knowing that he will never be able to do that again if we divorce. Would you forgive under these circumstances? Do you think this is something that sounds like it deserves forgiveness for the sake of feelings, our marriage, and our family? Thank you.
Yes, absolutely, OP. Forgive a cheater. That is probably the wisest thing you could ever do in your life. But before you do decide to reconcile, I want you to listen to me, my friend. She neither respects or loves you. She is just comfortable with her lifestyle and is afraid to lose it. But you love her. That's great. So now she knows that she has all the power in the relationship and she could do whatever the hell she wants until you grow a backbone and give her some form of repercussions for what she has done. Then it's just a matter of time before someone else is in her bed. And now for today's second story. Today I fucked up by being an asshole on the internet and causing a stranger to get divorced. Posted by Reddit user Crazy Mastiff.
I'm cross-posting this from r/today I fucked up. I'm really not a mean person and genuinely felt terrible for destroying a marriage. But the lovely users thought I should post here, though I didn't mean for the revenge to go to this level by any means. I don't even know if I meant for revenge at all, but here we are. I, 42 female, fucked up big time. 2 weeks ago on a random Thursday morning at like 1 a.m., someone started shooting off fireworks in my neighborhood. I've been having bouts of insomnia and was finally able to get to sleep, and I had to get to wake up at 4 a.m. for a meeting 2 hours away that I had to be at for 8 a.m. I was pissed and so were my dogs. I love fireworks but think there's a time and a place. Thursday morning at 1 a.m. is not it. I posted to the neighborhood Facebook group a few hours later during a coffee break about people that set off fireworks at 1 a.m. midweek. After I make the long drive home, I check my Facebook. Some guy comments that I can't sleep because I'm a fat pig. Now, I'm chubby but not sloppy fat. Plus, I just lost the equivalent of a fully grown male wombat or 54 North American gray squirrels, so I feel fucking awesome about myself.
Good lord, how is he so fat?
This is where I may have really fucked up. I respond to the guy, who is maybe mid to late 30s or very early 40s, about the same age group as me. I write in a comment beneath his, "Listen guy's name, I'm sorry I had to end things, but I just didn't have the same feelings. What you're saying now is just hurtful and mean. Please stop sending me messages, and commenting on my Facebook posts is just a pathetic way to contact me. I told you a dozen times already, we are done. It's over." The following day I had to get to the airport for an out-of-country vacation that had me getting up early and leaving early as hell, so I don't check my Facebook during all the craziness, also because I'm only on it sparingly. I don't live on my phone, and when I am, I'm usually on Reddit or TikTok versus Facebook. I could not check my Facebook even if I wanted. I was on a cruise, not paying $25 a day for internet, and the country we visited didn't really have the greatest Wi-Fi. Besides, I was having a blast leaving the chaos of the world behind. I signed on Monday night and fuck. Apparently, people took this seriously and told his wife. She was freaking out on me, pleading for information, sending me messages. Her and his friends were messaging me. He was messaging me. It was bad. The last message was the guy saying I'm a total cunt because I refused to tell the truth and I just destroyed his life. I immediately messaged both him and his wife explaining what happened. I sent pics of me on vacation, even time-stamped. Apparently, he is a serial cheater, and when I exposed our affair, another woman exposed her affair with the husband to the wife because a fair partner was jealous that he had yet another side chick. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because not only of the multiple affairs, but because he humiliated her with how public it was, especially it being a neighborhood group. So there's my accidental ProRevenge. TLDR, someone tried to hurt my feelings after I posted about fireworks being set off early morning, and I pretended to publicly address our breakup. His wife and affair partner were not pleased.
OP, it may have been an accidental revenge, but my goodness me, it was glorious. You may have actually done his wife a favor for exposing your supposed affair with her husband. But dude, next time I want you to be more careful. What if the dude was actually a loving, loyal husband? I think calling you a fatty doesn't warrant getting falsely accused. Seriously, while I find your particular situation entertaining, falsely accusing a man of an affair just to be spiteful is fucking disgusting. And now for today's third story. I am tired of being sexually rejected by my husband and want to try sex with another man, but I don't want to end my marriage. Am I the asshole? Posted by Reddit user Strictly Prickly.
Throwaway account for obvious reasons. Me and my husband have been together for almost 20 years and married the last 10. We have a 3-year-old daughter. Early in our relationship, sex was frequent and adventurous. I always loved exploring my sexuality with him. I did not have much experience sexually before we started dating, so our relationship pretty much defined who I am today. Sometime in the last 7 or 8 years, sex started to go from once or twice a week to maybe once a month, sometimes even less. I never pushed for sex, but every now and then I tried to initiate with kisses and caresses, but the great majority of times he simply pushes me away or responds in an angry mood. Over the years, I asked him if he didn't find me attractive, or if he didn't love me anymore, and he always answers that of course he is. I have always been open in my communication with him and have made it clear many times how his constant rejection of me and the shaming for wanting sex impacts my feelings. In those moments he shows that he cares, gives me an excuse about his work, his health, his stress, his tiredness, and says he will work on it. I suggested that he could seek an opinion from a psychologist or even our family doctor, but he got mad at me for suggesting. I thought that maybe when I was pregnant with my daughter 4 years ago, he had lost his interest because of my weight gain. After that, maybe it was because our baby girl ruled our lives when she was born. But the reality is that the problem started before the pregnancy and is still there today. To be clear, I was fit before the pregnancy, then I worked on myself after the pregnancy. I am elegant, fit, and I consider myself an attractive woman, enough to get attention from men in general, especially at work. I feel crushed inside. I have no self-esteem, no confidence. I am battling depression now because of this. I am in constant emotional pain and anxiety when I sleep next to him, knowing that I can't have the man I love and that I have chosen for my life. Worst of all, we have a daughter and my job doesn't pay enough for me to leave and keep her. But anyway, I want her to be with her dad. I feel that I desperately need to be desired by a man who then fucks my brains out, at least once. At least one time, because I don't feel like a woman anymore. I deserve to feel that I am desired and wanted by someone, but I don't want to leave my husband because I truly love him. I get constant advances from one person that I am good friends with and that I know would keep it a secret. I have not reacted to any of that, but I am tempted to. Am I the asshole?
Yes, OP, you are the asshole. He already gave you the reasons why his sex drive has plummeted, and instead of encouraging him to go see a doctor, even though he is hesitant, your immediate thought was to go and fuck another dude. Were you even listening to him? Did you even pay attention to his mental state, to his health? No, you didn't even bother to check in on him because you were too busy being selfish, thinking that you're the only one who's going through something. You were too busy thinking about that coworker of yours that you are now trying to get validation from internet strangers so you can justify cheating on your husband on a later date. You're an ass, OP. And now for today's final story. I think I've outgrown my marriage and I'm scared to pull the trigger. Posted by Reddit user Independent Click.
Forgive me if this is all over the place. I have been married to my husband for 3 years and we've been together for almost 10. I think I've outgrown our marriage and I want a divorce. I'm scared to pull the trigger. He's emotionally and verbally abusive, calling me a waste of space around the time I almost committed suicide, calling me a bitch in front of our daughter. He gets nasty when he's upset. He's controlling. I can't open blinds or turn on a lamp without him closing it or turning it off. He got mad at me a month ago for eating a spoonful of Cool Whip. The tiniest things I can't control, and it's exhausting. I've told my husband for years that I am unhappy with how he's treated me and the lack of affection I've received. I've asked him to go to therapy with me probably 10 times over the last couple years and he's refused each time. I started looking at divorce attorneys in January. The idea of me being unhappy isn't new. It's been this way for a while. When I tell him I'm unhappy, instead of being concerned, he asks me to explain why and then picks my explanation apart and invalidates my feelings. It's exhausting. He doesn't act affectionate unless he wants sex. He gets mad at me for not wanting to have sex and can't accept that it's hard for me to want to be intimate when he isn't nice to me. He doesn't hold my hand, hug me, or kiss me. I used to try to kiss him and he'd pull away, so I've stopped. We recently opened our marriage about 3 months ago. I've been seeing someone consistently and they've made me realize there are other men out there who won't yell at me for everything I do. They won't call me a bitch. There are men out there who want to hold my hand and hear what I have to say. Part of me thinks this man was placed in my life at this time for me to realize I've been complacent in my own unhappiness. I want to make it clear that I don't want to leave my husband for this man. I want to be single. I want to figure out motherhood on my own. I haven't been single since high school and I owe it to myself and my daughter to find happiness on my own and demonstrate that it's possible. I don't want her to grow up in a home where she feels like she's walking on eggshells, waiting for her dad to blow up again. I don't fight anymore. I stopped a while ago. I typically sit there and let him say his piece and then it's over. He's told me he abhors hearing me cry, not because he is upset that he's mad, but because he thinks I sniffle too much when I cry. I don't know what else to do. Even if he said he'd change, I don't know that I look at him the same way anymore. He's hurt me so much and I've grown into a different person than I was nearly a decade ago. I'm tired. I want peace. I want to open my blinds and turn on lamps. I don't know what I'm looking for in this post. Confirmation that I'm making the right choice. I'm scared. I'm scared I'll regret it or that I'm making a mistake. Maybe I'm looking for assurance that this is the right choice, or for people to share their stories with me. Maybe I just need some kind words.
You know, OP, I've covered thousands of these types of stories on my channel over the years. And what I have learned is that if a woman says she has outgrown her relationship or marriage, then she is 100% in love with another man. And when you mention that you have an open relationship, you basically confirm this for us. When a woman is fucking another dude, she finds every excuse she can to justify what she is doing. In your case, nitpicking and exaggerating your husband's behavior. All cheaters do it, including you. So stop lying to people. It's just pathetic. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.